Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucky, and in today's video, we will be covering the top 10 most tested questions in AWS CCP exam. Now, it is not possible to definitively say that the questions that we'll cover in this video are the most tested questions, but it is possible to say that the domains that will be covered or the questions may at least resemble some of the questions that always come in these questions. We'll be going through the domains of compute, storage, security, billing, and networking in this video in the questions that we'll be covering. Please consider subscribing so that you will be notified when we release other videos, and check for more videos on revision. And I wish you all the best in the upcoming exam. We are going to get started. First question: which AWS service provides resizable compute capacity in the cloud and allows you to scale up or down quickly? We have options of AWS Lambda, Amazon EC2, Amazon S3, and Amazon RDS. And the correct answer is Amazon EC2. It provides the elastic cloud, provides secure, resizable compute capacity in the cloud. When you see resizable compute in the words compute, these are the keywords for you to at least consider EC2 as the answer. A key point here is that virtual servers in the cloud. This is you hiring a computer in the cloud that you can operate on and with your own settings. The next question: which Amazon S3 or what is Amazon S3 primarily used for? We have running virtual servers, object storage for files and data, database management, and content delivery. Now, the correct answer is object storage. When you see object storage or the words bucket being mentioned, the most probable answer is usually Amazon S3. It's a storage service, and it's a simple storage service for object storage services, offering industry level leading scalability, data availability, security, and performance. Now, these ones are obviously their advantages or what S3 offers. The next question: which AWS service helps you to securely control access to AWS services and resources? We have AWS CrowdTrail, AWS IAM, that is Identity and Access Management, AWS Shield, and Amazon VPC. The correct answer is AWS IAM. Of course, when you are asked about controlling access, the correct answer or the most probable answer is usually IAM, because it enables you to manage access to AWS services and resources securely. Remember, you can create and manage AWS users and groups and use permissions to allow or deny access to AWS resources. It's free and follows the principle of least privilege. This is another common question. Least privilege means that by default, every user is given the lowest level of privilege. Now, these privileges are added as by the users or the person who is managing the IAM decision. The next question: what does Amazon VPC allow you to do? VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. We have the options of store large amounts of data, create an isolated virtual network in AWS Cloud. The next one, we have monitor AWS resources and manage databases. The correct answer is to create an isolated virtual network in the AWS Cloud. So, Amazon VPC or virtual cloud is like VPN. It lets you provision a logically isolated section of the AWS cloud where you can launch AWS resources in a virtual network that you can define. It's like a virtual network basically in the cloud. Here's a key point: it's like having your own private data center in the cloud. You can control IP addresses, subnets, route tables, and network gateways. The next question: which AWS service is a managed relational database service? Options: Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon RDS, Amazon Redshift, and Amazon Elasticache? The correct answer is B. Relational database service is AWS's managed relational database service. Of course, as the name suggests, RDS makes it easy to set up, operate, and scale a relational database in the cloud. It supports MySQL, Postgres SQL, MariaDB, Oracle, and SQL Server. A question may ask you which uh, types of database servers are supported in Amazon Relational Database Service or Amazon, also Amazon Aurora. Now, a key point here to remember is that RDS is a managed database. It handles backups, updates, and availability so that you can focus on your application. The next question: which service provides monitoring and observability of AWS resources and applications? We have AWS CloudWatch, AWS Config, AWS X-Ray, and AWS Inspector. Now, the correct answer is A. So, Amazon CloudWatch is a monitoring and observability service. So, basically, CloudWatch allows you to watch what is happening in your resources. Mainly, you use it to make sure that you do not exceed your quotas or you don't pay more for something or resources that you are not using. A key point, it's eyes and ears for you on your AWS infrastructure. Next question: which EC2 pricing model offers the most significant discount compared to on-demand pricing? By the way, when you see anything that is compared to on-demand pricing, it's usually now, okay, at least let us first read the options. The option A is on-demand instances, reserved instances, spot instances, and dedicated hosts. Now, when you see most significant, or at least compared to on-demand pricing, the correct answer is usually either spot or reserved. When you see compared to on demand, it is usually reserved, but when you see the most significant, it's spot instances. So the correct answer is C. Spot instances let you take advantage of unusual EC2 capacity of up to 90%. By the way, if you see up to 90%, the correct answer will be spot. Now, if you see up to 72%, it's likely reserved instances. On demand, you pay full price. Reserved is up to 72% off, that is with a 1 to 3 year commitment. And spot, you pay up to 90% off. But it is important to note that it can be interrupted. Next question. Under the AWS shared responsibility model, which of the following is customer's responsibility? We have a physical security of data centers, a network infrastructure, data encryption and access management, hardware maintenance. Now, of course, when you see this, physical obviously is for AWS. Network infrastructure, when you see words like infrastructure and hardware, it's important to know that that is the work of AWS. So, as the client, you are expected to handle your data encryption and access management, making C the correct answer. AWS is responsible for security of the cloud, while the user is responsible for security of that is in the cloud. That is your data and configurations. The next question: what is the primary benefit of AWS autoscaling? Autoscaling is basically provisioning resources automatically based on demand. We have options of reduces storage costs, automatically adjusts compute capacity based on demand, backs up data automatically, encrypts data at rest. Now, the correct answer here is B. Of course, autoscaling monitors your applications and automatically adjusts capacity to maintain steady, predictable performance at lowest possible cost. It scales EC2 instances up during demand spikes and down during quiet periods. Now, it's important to know that it is elasticity in action. So, we'll go to the next question. Which AWS service delivers content to users with low latency using global network of edge locations? We have Amazon CloudFront, Amazon Route 53, Amazon AWS Direct Connect, and Amazon VPC. The correct answer is CloudFront. Note that CloudFront is a CDN service. So when you see content delivery and edge locations, it's usually likely Amazon CloudFront. It securely delivers data, videos, applications, and APIs to customers globally with low latency and high transfer speeds. It caches content at edge locations close to users. So this one basically supports or powers applications like Netflix, the ones that streams a lot of data to people in very different locations in the world. Please note its fast content delivery worldwide. It uses 400 plus edge locations to serve content from locations nearest to the users. Now, a quick recap. We say DC2 is for virtual servers and resizable compute capacity. S3 is for object storage. IAM is for access management and security control. VPC is for virtual network or isolated environment. RDS is managed databases and automatic backups. CloudWatch is for monitoring your infrastructure in the cloud. Port instances is for cost savings of up to 90% discount. Shared responsibility is shared model, that is AWS and you, whatever you do and whatever AWS does. Autoscaling is for elasticity, that is automatic capacity adjustment. And finally, CloudFront is a fast global content delivery network. Do not miss out on our other videos. Actually, if you go through our videos, you are likely to see the exam as extremely easy. Please like, subscribe, and share. It will really help me out in creating more of these videos. Thank you.